Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about our bug out toolbox, our EVAC toolbox as you will. Mary's going to pan the camera and she's going to go over and just show you the things we have here. Now we are not going to do a boring video where we talk for 10 minutes about each tool. We're just not going to do that at all. What we are going to do though is we're going to talk about the most important tool that's in all our toolboxes, and it's that one right here between our ears, and that's our brains. We can all potentially find ourselves in a bug out situation. Hey, we've got viewers here in the US. We've got the viewers in Canada, over there in England, Germany, France, out in Australia. Thank you all so much for watching and just providing your input. That is just awesome. But no matter where you're at, a bug out situation can happen. Fortunately, there are just a plethora of videos out there on YouTube and other social media platforms. There are books out there, all kinds of information about bugging out and how you can protect yourself. For us, our bug out scenario is going to be this. We're going to leave with a van or a car or both. We're going to pack this bug out toolbox. Mary did another video where we had an orange cooler that's packed with 3 to 5 days of food. We're going to bring water with us. We're going to have weapons. We're going to have cash. We're going to have our paperwork in a waterproof container. We're going to have some blankets. We're going to have clothes for a few days. That's going to be our bug out scenario. If you want to be one of those folks who wants to pack up a 20 to 70 pound rucksack with your weapons and your hatchets and everything that you need, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'll tell you what, I've got an uncle that can live out in the woods. He is very, very proficient in hunting and fishing, etc. You could give him a piece of dental floss and a straight pin and he could be fishing and living out there in the woods for 3 months. I kid you not. He is wonderful. He's got wonderful, wonderful talent. And there are a lot of people like that. Mary and I are not like that. We're like normal Joes. That's kind of how we think of ourselves. We're just normal Joes. So what we're going to do is we're going to evac with our van. We're going to evac with our car. We're going to take stuff with us because we want to have stuff. We've got a list of everything laid out. We've got a plan in place. And when I talked about having between your ears, the biggest thing you can do is say, hey, take stock of your life. If you're watching this channel, you already have the skills in all likelihood. You already have a lot of the tools you see here laid out. We're going to roll some B-roll so you can see some of the various things we talk about, but you already have that stuff most likely. And if you don't, you can get it in a hurry. You don't need brand new tools. You can go to Goodwill. You can go to a thrift store. You can go to a yard sale. You can go to a garage sale. There's all kinds of stuff out there. We had a bunch of extra tools in our main toolbox in the garage, and we said, hey, let's move them over and make a portable evacuation toolbox for ourselves. So that's what we did. And what we put in the toolbox is going to be different from what you put in your toolbox. As long as you start out knowing your situation, knowing where you live, knowing what kinds of hazards can befall you where you live, and as long as you know where you're going to go, you've already got most of the plan knocked out of the way. Now the biggest thing is just to get together and gather up your stuff. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have Mary pan over to the left side here a little bit, my right side, and we'll just talk about the toolbox a little bit. We've got a reciprocating saw that we'll bring with us. And it's a cordless saw. We don't have the blades on it right now. These would be the blades. We use 8-inch blades on here. They're very strong demo blades. If we have to cut through tree branches or wire or anything, we've got it. We have 5 amp hour batteries on here. We've got a charger and another battery. We can keep them charged with the inverter. We've got our torch. We've got a pound of propane here, and we've got a torch, and we also have a torch striker, and that's what we bring with us. As Mary pans back over here, and we'll let the B-roll footage do the rest, we've got a couple pry bars in case we have to move things, and it's really surprising what you can do with a 2 or 3 foot pry bar. We've got mirrors. We've got screwdrivers, we've got pliers, and we have needle nose and regular pliers. I just almost knocked this flat bar onto the floor, and that would not make my wife happy. But this is a very valuable tool if you're in a bug out situation. We actually have Mary's hammer here that we keep in the toolbox. One of the things that's important for us is to have a brush saw. Now this brush saw can obviously be used for a number of different things if you're dealing with angry people or an angry animal. It can be set in different positions, and you can cut big branches in a hurry with this. Between this and your reciprocating saw, you're good to go. We keep a hatchet for various reasons. We can use that as a hammer. We can use it as a lever. We can use it as a weapon, and we can cut wood with it as well. Knives, utility knives, razor blades, whatever you want to put in your kit. Put some sharp stuff in your kit. Get yourself a nice pair of scissors. That's always good to have. Throw some writing implements, maybe a putty knife or two. And the big thing we like to keep with us is zip ties. We went to a family wedding last year, and the bride had an issue with her dress, and we had small zip ties in our trunk of our car, and we were actually able to help salvage the dress with some zip ties. That was a real fun deal. So zip ties can come in handy. It was funny because somebody said to Mary, said, "Who carries zip ties in their trunk of their car?" And she says, "My husband." So it was really funny. Anyway, getting back to this, what we did is we put a checklist together. We put a checklist of things we wanted to take with us. And then we took that checklist and built an EVAC toolbox for ourselves. And then we supplemented it with things that obviously won't fit in the toolbox. Now, obviously, Mary's not panning the camera. We'll let the B-roll footage take care of it. But we brought what we thought would be important to us. So what matters is what you think is important to you. If you're going to be in a really rainy, muddy place, maybe you need some muck boots. Maybe you need a long raincoat. Maybe you like to wear parkas. Me, I'm not a parka guy. I prefer just a long raincoat like uniform personnel wear. If you like parkas, great. They pack up easy and they can fit in a bag. If you think you're going to be in a wildfire area, maybe you're going to need a P100 mask to filter out the smoke particles so you can breathe cleanly while you're driving through the area. If anything, if you're going to be using a vehicle, do you take care of your vehicle? Do you keep the tires pumped up? Is your spare tire filled up? Do you have a can of Fix-A-Flat if you have that kind of thing? Because not every car has a spare tire now. If you've got an electric or gas vehicle, are they charged up and fueled up? We keep our stuff 3/4 to 7/8 full, 3/4 to 7/8 full of gas year round, especially during hurricane season, because that's what will affect us the most. If you live in a cold climate, you're up in the mountains of Colorado or here or there, do you have chains? You know, maybe that needs to be in your bug out box and make sure that's in your truck. Do you carry fire extinguishers with you? Do you have extra flashlights? If you have kids, do you have entertainment for them? These are all these things that you could consider. And it sounds like it could be overwhelming if you hear some people like us, creators, putting this stuff out, trying to help people out. But it's actually boiling down to this. You've got a lot of information out there on the web. We offer some value, we hope, to you guys. There are many other people out there that offer value. Take what you can from them, put together a list for yourself, think of the scenarios of what could happen to you and where you would go and how you would get there and how long you would stay there and what would you do to get back, and just map it out in your head, put it on a piece of paper if it helps you, put it in a notebook, and gather up your stuff and get ready to go. It's as simple as that. So that's all we have to say about this. We're going to do other videos here where we talk about other aspects of prep. We encourage everyone to be prepared because survival can depend on it. Preparedness is very important. You don't have to be a doomsday prepper if you don't want to be. There are a lot of them out there, and if you want to put a rucksack on and go run in the woods and live away from society, God bless you. That's great that you've acquired the skills. We're not like that. We're going to be using our vehicle, and we live in society a little differently. We're not out in the country like we used to be, so we're more urban, so it's just a little different. So just take stock of your situation. Thank you very much for watching the channel. Like and subscribe if this sort of thing is your thing, and we'll see you on the next one.